Recording in progress.
He is a senior registrar in field. He has volunteered as deputy lead for the point of care ultrasound scan course by Worldwide Radiology. He has also undergone the sonography procedure principles and instrumentation course and has had certification for abdomen ARDMS. So you bear with me that agree with me that he's actually fit to give us this lecture today, and I want us to be as attentive as possible so that we can gain maximally from what he's about to share and start thinking of how we could utilize the information we'd acquired today. But before I hand over the stage to him, please permit me to ask our convenant, Dr. Olusegun Slade, who we appreciate immensely for his efforts towards grooming residents like myself and my colleagues towards our career growth and understanding the geology perfectly well. Please, Dr. Slade, we'd like to hear a word or two from you before we could start the program proper. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Lavi. Thank you for allowing me to speak. And I want to appreciate everyone for joining the session tonight. It's always been my joy that when we have privileged information that will be of help to each other, I'm always ready to share. And in a way that we can, build, we are the new generations of radiologists and we could help each other to get better. I'm always very sad when after you get all your fellowship in Nigeria, you become something professor, and you have to come to the Western world and they will tell you to go and start all over again. And that's all the certificate you're bringing is nothing, it doesn't count in the environment. So, and that's one of the goal why we started this FRCR prep. That well, if God can help us, that um most of us can get this FRCR, even if we are practicing at home, we can at the end of the day get center from Royal College back in Nigeria. People doesn't have to travel to do some of this exam. And I was privileged to meet Dr. Kelechi. I was doing this ARDMS pathway before eventually I moved to UK. And so when I met him, he has gone so far in the pathway, so he understood it far more than I do. So, and I spoke to him, and he's happy to take us through that pathway. So I'm fully aware this about this pathway before I left Nigeria. If you have ARDMS, it's what's requested for you to pass sonography in US, Canada, most of the Americas, all those even Caribbean countries, Europe, UK, yeah. Most private company will accept ARDMS in the UK. In fact, that was why I started it. There was one company I reached out to. They said if I have ARDMS, they are happy with me, and that's why I wanted to start it then to come over to come and start working with them. And I know most of European continent and Asian continent allow this. So Dr. Kelechi is well groomed in this. He has done some, at least he has done two, and is I think preparing for the third certification in this regard. So he is the perfect person to take us through this process. And I want to thank him for volunteering to take this over tonight. I know Dr. Alabi forgot to say this meeting we couldn't get the limited hour, so we may stop within. We may have to join again with the same link. I'm sorry, I did everything possible to get my teams to record, but unfortunately, I couldn't get it done. And I did everything to get probably some Zoom that can be unlimited hour, but unfortunately, so we have to go ahead. So, Dr. Labi, thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. So let's welcome Dr. Kelechi Adioha on stage. Thank you so much, sir. You're welcome. Kindly proceed with the lecture.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Alabi, for that perfect introduction. And also thank you, Dr. Shegun, for your vision. Well, like I was like Dr. Alabi said, I'm Dr. Kelechi, a senior registrar, practicing in Nigeria currently. Um, I'm also an ARDMS registrant, like you all know, and also a POCUS enthusiast. Well, I'll tell you a little bit of how I dabbled into this POCUS and ARDMS thing, maybe after the presentation. Okay. So I think okay, I can share my screen now. Okay. So
Yes, you are part of. Yeah, I think I'll make you a host now,
okay,
so you can do that.
all
Yeah.
right. Okay. Okay. So can we all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So today I'll just be taking you through the process of applying for the ARDMS exams. And well, this is something that most people don't know. Okay. And then even myself, like I said, I just dabbled into this pathway. I'll tell you later after the presentation. It's not like I had any previous any mentor, any senior colleague that was actually talked to me about it. I just dabbled into it. I'll tell you a bit about it later. So I'll be talking about it using this outline. What is ARDMS? Exams administered slash credentials awarded, how to apply and preparing for the exam. So I'm sure you guys already have these slides, so that we don't waste time on this slide.
Dr. Kelechi,
So
sorry, I forgot to share the slide though. So I will
oh
share it with them after the
okay, okay, okay,
yeah, I
okay,
forgot to do
okay.
that.
All right. Okay, so the American Registry for the RDMS stands for the American Registry for Diagnostic Medical Sonography. So basically, every sonographer, this is just the equivalent of the RRBN in Nigeria. Okay, but the RRBN it covers not just ultrasound but radiography. Okay, but in America, the ARDMS is the body that is saddled with the uh, res responsibility of credentialing sonographers in America. So every healthcare professional who practices sonography, okay, is supposed to be certified by the American Registry for Diagnostic Medical Sonography. Now, this is just an arm of Intellius. Intellius is actually the governing body. Intellius is the governing body, and then Intellius has three arms: the ARDMS, the POCUS, that's the POCUS Certification Academy, and then the Intellius Foundation. Okay, so today we are just talking about one arm of Intellius. Okay, ARDMS. There's another arm, the POCUS arm, that's the POCUS Certification Academy. I have very strong ties with them because I'm also a volunteer with Intellius POCUS Certification Academy. Okay, and then recently I just got a scholarship from the Intellius Foundation. That's the third arm of Intellius. Okay, so it administers examinations and awards credentials in areas of ultrasound. Through its mission, ARDMS empowers sonographers to provide exceptional patient care through rigorous assessment and continual learning. It is part of the Intellius family of councils that includes the American Registry for Diagnostic Medical Sonography, the Alliance for Physician Certification and Advancement. Now, just because sonography is not just it's not just limited to anyone who has studied um, sonography in the higher institution for probably 2, 3 years. Even other healthcare professionals, doctors, paramedics, okay, nurses, and all healthcare professionals also use sonography. So for physicians, they've created another body called the Alliance for Physicians. Okay, so there are actually four arms now. Okay, they created the Alliance for Physician Certification and Advancement, and this is where we fall into. I assume everybody here is a physician. So if you want to start this journey to be certified by Intellius and then ARDMS, you have to create an account with the Alliance for Physician Certification and Advancement. So that's the account, an APCA. You have to have an APCA account. So the other arms, Point of Care Ultrasound Certification Academy, like I said, and then the Intellius Foundation, that's the fourth arm. Okay, so they administer various exams and also credential people in various specialties. For example, the registered diagnostic medical sonographer. Under this, you have the specialties like abdomen, breast, OB, gynae. Okay, so that's where you have the RDMS. Once you do any, once you pass any credentialing exam in, say, abdomen, OB-GYN, breast, you get this designation, registered diagnostic medical sonographer. Then it's a different designation for cardiac sonographer. So there's something called registered diagnostic cardiac sonographer. So these are those that have been licensed for cardiac sonography. And there's also the registered vascular technologist, RVT. This is one area that is highly needed everywhere. RVT, they usually, when you look at job postings and all that, they usually look for people with RVT. So then there's the registered musculoskeletal sonographer. This is another specialty. Now, this RMSKS, it's a solely APCA. In fact, this is reserved for physicians. This RMSKS is reserved for physicians. All right. So how do you apply? Like I said, you create an APCA account for physicians. Now, requirements for physician okay, you create an APCA account. I'm going to take you through. I'm going to log on to my account and then show you how. So that's why I'm just going through this very fast. So once you create an APCA account, then you would see prompts there for those that want to, whether you want to apply, okay, whether you want to check if you're already a credentialed registrant, if you want to check your status verification, you want to do many things, because you have an option of things you can do in your account. So I'll just go straight. So once you get an account, once you get an APCA account, the next thing you want to do is you want to take the SPI. The SPI, sonography principles and instrumentation, is the first step. Okay, technically it is the first step, but you can actually do a clinical. You can actually do a clinical. One of the clinical credential exams and pass, not having done SPI. Okay, but the snag there is that you would not be awarded the RDMS. So it's until you come back and do the SPI and pass, then you will not be awarded RDMS. So basically, I think it's just better you start with the SPI. Okay, instead of some people just jump, keep the SPI, do the abdomen or OB-GYN and later come back to SPI. Well, it's their choice. But I think the normal process is first you register for the SPI, and then how are you what do you need to have to gain eligibility for the SPI? Being a physician, your MBBS is adequate, okay? Because you've done physics. In fact, the only requirement for SPI is that you must have done a physics course. Okay. So since you've been through the medical school, I'm sure everybody did physics. Okay. So what you just need to do is to get your MBBS transcripts and then evaluate it with Wes. Okay, so Wes will just evaluate it and also evaluate including your your six course, the physics course you did. And that's enough. Okay. For SPI. Once you get that, you upload your documents, make payments, register, fix a date for your exam, and you can take the exam. Now, the exam can be done either at a center or via online proctoring. Now, I did mine at home via online proctoring. Why? Because the closest center to Nigeria is in Ghana. Okay, so I just thought of traveling all the way to Ghana to do this exam at the center. And I calculated the cost and it wasn't making sense. So I just had to do the online proctoring. And then the online proctoring was far cheaper, better, more convenient. Okay, what you just need is a very good laptop. Okay, and basically the minimum I recommend is maybe a an Core i5 processor, because you need a very good processing speed. So if you get a Core i5 is adequate. Okay. Then you need a very strong internet access. Okay. You can use all these 5G MTN um, modems and the 5G, very strong. Okay, but although I use the 4G, but I had to go around my flat to see where there was very strong network, and then that's where I positioned my table and all that. And so that's for that. Online proctoring can be done by online proctoring anywhere, as long as you choose a very neat environment, clean environment. They shouldn't just you can just empty the room, okay, so that there's no because that day the vigilator will be all over you, okay, because you will have to carry your laptop, you will have to show him the whole room, okay. So you have to make sure that nobody you have to take pictures of the four corners of the room so that he knows what is where, okay, and all that. So it's a very rigorous process. Um, Trying to that screening your exam environment and all that. But after that, there's really nothing much about it. Okay, so that's for SPI. Now you have done the SPI, you've passed, and then you want to do um, a credentialing exam in, say, abdomen, because that's what most people start with, abdomen. Okay, so there are two forms. There are two forms you need. Now, as physicians, and then I want to assume that everybody here is into the residency program. Okay, so that makes it very easy. So you just need two forms. You need a CV form, a clinical verification form, and a letter of experience. Okay. So the clinical verification form is just to verify that, okay, this person knows, and in fact, it's just like a confirmation that, yes, you've been practicing um, uh, sonography, especially abdomen. Now, for abdomen, now, okay, that you can actually scan, you can actually, you know how to, the steps to scan the liver, you know the steps to scan the pancreas and all that. It's just clinical verification. And it's supposed to be signed by an ARDMS registrant. Okay, so you need to look for somebody who is already an ARDMS registrant to sign the CV form. So I was lucky to come across a Nigerian too. He's actually a resident too in University of Port Harcourt. So I got through to him, and then he agreed to sign my form. So that's how I was able to do this, get my CV form signed and all that. So, and then the other form you need to get is the letter of experience form. Okay, so all these things, the sample, all this, sorry, this is a letter of experience. The template, you can download it from the site. I'll show you how to download it. And then this CV form is also downloaded from the site. So the letter of experience is just stating that you have done at least 500 abdominal scans. Okay, and then this letter should be signed by your program director, residency program director. And I'll just advise that even if the person is not, even if there's no designation in your center as a program director or residency program director, please you can just meet your supervisor, okay, or your head of department, tell him to help you sign it, and then put his designation there as program director, because I'll just tell you my own experience. It was signed by my HOD, and then I put designation on the HOD, and I submitted the letter. And then they replied saying, if this person you named there is the program director of residence, please change that head of department. So they are very strict about all those. They just follow the templates. Whatever they say you should write on this template, just put the designation there. As long as the person, your supervisor or your head of department, your consultant, he must have been supervising you, and he knows what you can do and all that. So there's no problem about that. So preparing for the exam, like I said, the exam can be taken at the center or via online proctoring. Now, if you want to do the online proctoring, like I said, there are a lot of things you need to do, including running system tests. In fact, I just recommend like a week before, like at least a week before your exam, just continue running that system test. Just running that system test every day until the day of your exam. Yes, just to make sure that your system is compatible. Understand? So, but by the time you register, they start sending mails. There's correspondence. There's a link for you to click. You understand? That will allow you run those system tests. Okay. So, all right. So what we'll just do now is we'll go over to we'll go online now. Login. Okay. So we'll go to appcard.com. Appcard.org, rather.
Sorry, Doctor. Doctor, we can't see your screen, and everyone, please, in case this meeting runs out, just log in with the same link, please.
Okay.
But as I've
Can you
explained,
see my screen? Can you see my
we are
screen?
still, we are still seeing the PowerPoint, not the online one yet.
Okay, the PowerPoint. Okay. All right.
You have to unshare first, then share share with
Okay.
the.
Okay, can you see the Appcard screen now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. So this is this is the site appcard.org. Okay, so this is their homepage. Okay. Now here to create an account. Okay, you can go to my APCA login. Okay. Okay, so here, if you're a new registrant or you want to register, you want to create an account, you can click on new user registration. Okay, so this is what, if you don't have an APCA account, this is where you go. But for me, I have an APCA account. Okay, so I want to log in. Yeah, that's my ID number. Okay, so this is my page. So like I said, um, here, apply for an exam. If you want to apply for an exam, you can click here. So this is the point of care ultrasound. So because we are physicians, this is also part of the exams we can apply for point of care ultrasound. Anybody can apply for it too. Because but the PCA Focus point of care ultrasound, they have their own website, focus.org. Okay. So that's for maybe someone who is not a physician, maybe a nurse, a paramedic who wants to get Focus certified. You can go through that pathway. But for us, as under APCA account, they also included the point of care ultrasound and exams for us. Okay, so these are the exams you can take: physician exams, sonography principles, RDMS, RDCS, RVT, RMS. Yes. Okay. All right. So we just go back. So the first thing, you have created an account. Okay, you've logged into your account. The first thing you want to do is to review the prerequisites prep tool. So this tool will help you assess your eligibility for the ARDMS credential. So recently the ARDMS site has been not functioning optimally because they were doing some maintenance on their site some days ago. But the APCA site is very okay. Network is not. All right. So, like I said, the first thing you want to do is the prerequisite prep tool. Here, when you click it, there are a series of questions you will have to answer yes or no. Okay. Like, have you done a physics course in the past? Yes. No, there are various questions like that. And then at the end of the series of questions, you now have um, a statement as to whether you are eligible for the ARDMS credentialing or not. So if you have answered yes that you have done a physics course, you're an MBBS, a physician, and all that, so you tell that you are eligible, and then you can proceed. Okay. So now, if you want to apply for the SPI, like I said, here, apply for exam, look for SPI here, sonography principles and instrumentation. Just say apply now. Okay. So Yeah, this is the first step: registration, select exam, verify payments, and thank you. Okay, so that's it. Registration. Once you click this, I agree. There's a form that comes out. You fill the form. The second form, you select exam. You verify. Now this verification is where you need to upload some things, especially that West transcript with physics evaluation. You upload it here, then you make payment, then that's all. You have registered for the SPI. Okay. So the same thing, once you have done after the XPI, you want to register for the abdomen or RDMS, whichever one. Click here, same process. That's all. Okay. So let me show you where to download those letters. When you come here, application center, you can see clinical verification forms. You click on it. Okay, this is just my clinical verification form. This is the name of the person that sponsored me that or verified my skills. Okay. Um. Okay. So application okay. So this is where you can download um those forms, the clinical verification form. Let me see. This is sample data. Let us see whether. Okay. All right. Let us go with this sample letter first. Um. All right. So for the sample letters, there are two types. For physician that is still in training, just like us, in residency training.
So, Dr. Kelechi, we have less than 1 minute now. So it will log out.
Okay.
We can just come back.
Okay.
Once it logs out, we can
Okay.
come back
Okay.
again. You can continue. Once it
Okay.
log out,
Okay.
we come back here.
All right. All right. So there are two sample letters. Those for physicians in training, like in residency training, and then physicians that are practicing. They are not under training. They are under practice. Like for example, consultants. They are no longer in training. So they will have to download this one, physician in practice. While for residents, we'll download physician program sample letter. Okay.